DC Multiverse!
So we are going to take all of these figures here, Blue Beetle, Batwing, Two-Face as Batman, Vampire Superman, and rip them out of their package and let them stand alongside Bart Allen Kid Flash here and Project Superman from the Flashpoint universe. So very quickly, the back of the packaging for each of them has the Blue Beetle, which actually, that's not accurate to what the figure looks like, but it's a cool picture. And then we have Batwing from Batman Incorporated. We got a nice image of hallucination Two-Face Batman. And then we have a snazzy image of a vampirized Superman. Oh no, they're escaping. I'm just kidding. I let them out. I promised them they could play outside on good behavior. From left to right, we have Batwing. We have Vampire Soups. Then we have Two-Face Bats. And we have Scaredy Cat Superman that needs a tan. And we have Bart Allen Impulse, and we have the Blue Beetle, who apparently is trying to hold his hand. Oh, look at all of these accessories and trading cards that the figures come with. Well, some come with more accessories than others, and, well, I don't think he came with any. Hang on a minute, I'm on the website, and right here we can see that Soups only came with the arms for the collectible Cyborg. Right here, and there's the body. He still doesn't have any legs or a head. What is the meaning of this C? That shouldn't be there. Acetone. Make sure it's a strong 100% acetone. None of this weak stuff. Sun-kissed sours. Just kidding. Q-tips. Dippity-doo-dah, dippity-ay. Something, what a wonderful day. This is how we do it. Ooh, I'm gonna need a little bit more than that. Let's give it just a little bit more, just to clean it up just a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. Here, hold this for me. Nice card. Doesn't match the figure, though. Smell for the birdie. You know what? This guy, well, he only appeared on the cover of one issue. 2 bats in one of his only actual comic appearances. I'm scared. No one's ever loved me. Love this artwork. This is a really great picture of Impulse. Definitely depicting a younger, smaller-bodied, bigger-headed Impulse, though. Blue Beetle. Fantastic picture. Definitely not one taken from this era of the Blue Beetle's history. Now let's have a look at each one of these individually, by themselves, and their accessories. All right. Batwing, a character that, admittedly, I don't really know a lot about, and especially this version of Batwing, a character which I know even less about in comparison to the current version of Batwing, because this isn't even the current Batwing. This is a completely different guy. This here version is David Zabimbe. Zavimbe. He hails from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and this is what he looked like when he was Batwing. I really like the current version of Batwing better, Lucas Fox, but you can't have everything you want in life. Although this figure looks cool as ice. Really cool as ice, to be honest. This is a fantastic looking figure. I really would have preferred, you know, the current version who is active in comics right now. Active duty Batwing, Lucas Fox, not this guy. I don't even know who this is. I just know his name and where he comes from. Maybe I should brush up on my Batwing reading. These wings are kind of cool, though. They look like something from the old school Legends of the Batman action figure line. These are really neat. This Batman's got a hole. Actually, he's got a few. And these aren't just for putting the pegs in. These are for putting his accessories in. You got the blue flame. That means it's really hot. That burns out of his back right there. And he manages when he's flying not to singe his ass. And then his tootsies here, which, wow, that's impressive. They even covered the bottom of his feet in appropriate details. You can actually stick the fire in his feet. Ta-da! And his feet are on fire. So then you can have them all flying around and stuff in your action figure photography. It's a very crisp figure. That bat on the chest is very Batman Beyond-ish, too. Shoulder pauldrons, they're made out of a soft rubber, so you know what that means. They will move out of the way. This face sculpt is, it's alright. It's okay. Not the worst I've seen. Not the best. Pretty good. Tiny bit sloppy with the paint applications. Not bad. I actually, oh no! What the heck? Well, the wings that I thought were non-removable actually come off. That's actually all right. That'll make the articulation portion of this video easier. All right, round and round, torso. Ooh, oh, that is very nice. Very nice, I like that. And then his head articulation is, ooh, that's really good too. Yes, shoulders, rounded hinge, socket, shoulder pauldrons. They're made out of a rubber that moves out of the way, like so. So he can do that T-pose. You can go up, raise those arms to praise the Lord. He's got bicep swivel, obviously 360, but I don't know how much you're going to want to 360 it with that big pauldron. You got the double jointed elbow with this on the end here, which if you got elbowed in the face or possibly a smash from the top rope, that would really hurt. And of course, rounded hinge and the wrist. All the articulation in the waist that you'd expect is there as well. Good. Bending over like that. Not too bad. Bending back like that. He's going to have back pain. Not bad. Okay, and then here, woo, this is what he's got. Same as always. Let's do the test. My test for the approximation of a thigh cut. Well, that is abysmal. Do better. This has to be a better piece of articulation. Knees. Oh, that's all right. That's okay. I mean, that could be more crunchy, but you know what? I like that. That's good enough for yours truly. Come out of here, Betty Bat. Got a rounded hinge in the ankle. That is, if you'll notice, it's actually sculpted to look like part of the suit. Fantastic. I likes that very much. Yeah, you know what? This is a friggin' cool looking figure, a version of the character that I didn't prefer getting, and I really still hope we get the black version, but this will do for now, because it's still a cool looking figure. Next figure, Vampire Bloodsucker Soups. And looking through the camera screen right now, it appears to me that Mr. Soupy here is not actually black. He's a very, 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 very dark blue. That is. I love the sculpt of this. Paint's pretty tidy as well. And that is a killer head sculpt. That is really, really cool looking. Every nook, every cranny, there's a wash over it. His teeth are all bloodied up and look nasty. His eyes are all red. This is great. I even love the subtle change it was made to the hairline, where it kind of goes out and in and back. And he's got the pointy ears. This is great. I really like this head sculpt. Bloodsucker Soups comes with scratchy hands, as well as fisted up punchy hands. And they got big, long fingernails on the thumb there. Dude, you need to go get a manicure. All right, now stand next to your friend. Let's see how tall you are. Superman and Batman, both of the vampire variety. And you can see that Batman is taller. He is definitely taller. Hang on. Let's put them back to back. Let's see exactly what the height disparage is. Let's try again. Get the trusty yellow stick. Put it on top. Line it up. Nope, that is a big disparagement. A little bit short and a little too tall. A little too big and a little too small. Still, a cool-ass figure, and one that I'm definitely happy to add to my collection. And I'm kind of hoping that Todd decides to do like a whole bunch more characters as vampires. Oh, and I don't have the Joker anymore. I kind of pilfered him for parts, so I only brought in Batman. And I'm skipping the articulation because, oh fine, I'll do it round and round like that. And then you got the, wait, no, you know what? You've already seen the articulation with the Lee Bermejo. Maybe you haven't seen it, so that's, I guess, why I'm doing it. Bicep 360, elbow does that. Oh, look at that. He looks confused. He looks scratching his head. What the heck happened? I was eating him, and then all of a sudden he wasn't there. Like he was here, and then he just disappeared. I'm Batman. I mean, I think we all pretty much get the gist of where the articulation points are. And this one is actually, that could be better, but that could be a lot worse. That is not abysmal. And we have this here, and the double jointed knees, and then the rounded sculpty ankle, and it does that. And you have your toe and a pivot, and I think we all get the picture. Cool figure. Glad I got him. let's move on to the next one. Next figure. And next we have two bats. Dude comes with two red and black interchangeable hands. You know the drill. A grabby hand, we've seen that hand before. And then we got a punchy hand. And then we have a grabby hand, whoops, and then we have another punchy hand. As well as these two bad boys that come on the figure. Fingery hands, pensive-y hands. Only this one's got a little weensy coin in it. And that is a nice touch. That is a cool touch right there. Dude's got a coin. Now this figure's interesting for a few reasons. Number one, it's a reuse of that same old, kinda too big, crappy, weak-ankled, but still overall pretty damn awesome Hush Batman body buck. I mean, literally, aside from the head sculpt, which, if we just take a quick look at it here, is arguably the coolest head sculpt out of all of the figures I'm reviewing today. This Two Bats is just killing it. He's not going to get date anytime soon with a face like that, but fantastic head sculpt and paint applications. Everything else is actually a complete and total reuse. Now in the source material, Two Bats is actually red and blue. He's not red and black. Does it matter? Not really. Also, the actual original design for Two Bats, this is not the cape collar line. Does it matter? To me, not really, but just saying, this is not accurate. They just reused the body buck and were like, hey, this looks cool. And to be fair, they were right. This actually does look cool. Also, the final thing of note about this figure, before I move on, is that he never actually dressed like this. This was never actually an in-canon version of Two-Face. Ever. This is actually a hallucination Nightwing had when he was dressed as Batman, and Two-Face had him drugged and was basically beating the snot out of him. Two-Face was only wearing a pair of Batman gauntlets, and he never wore this. Do you think that Harvey Dent is this buff? Come on. Next figure. Ooh, let's do Project Superman from the Flashpoint. Overall, I'm actually really liking this figure, and it's a body block that has been reused umpteen times. There's not much to this guy. We've already seen this body used before many times, so there's not really anything to talk about. This guy is all black. And if you'll notice, there actually isn't a slightly blue sheen, at least not that I can see in my screen for this guy, which tells me that I was right. This is a true black. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This one definitely has a hint of blue. Cool looking figure, and a few other things of note before I move on is they did a great job with the S and the yellow on his chest. They maintained the yellow and the red, that classic color scheme, except for this is not, the S doesn't stand for Superman, it stands for Subject. Subject 1. Nice face sculpt. Not really sure why they gave him a, is that dirt or a 5 o'clock shadow? Either way, he didn't have either of those in the Flashpoint. Like, neither. Cool hair sculpt. Probably one of the best Superman hair sculpts I've seen yet. Blown in the wind, but a perfect little spit curl. Oh, something I forgot to mention about this S insignia is that when you do this, what is that? That is no good. That just does not work. Kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place though, because if they wanted to have the big, bold yellow and red with number 1 next to it, how do you accomplish this and not this? I don't know. I really don't know the best way to have tackled that. You could have maybe extended the... I really don't know how they should have done that. So in regards to his size, this is what you get when you compare him to Thomas Wayne Batman. That's not terrible, even though I find this guy to be a little bit too muscular. I feel like this is definitely within the acceptable range when you compare him to Thomas here. And if you're wondering where Aquaman is, well, I absolutely hate the head sculpt for the McFarlane Emperor Aquaman. Why does he look like he's at the dentist or about to bite a giant 8-patty hamburger? I don't like it. So I made this. It's not Emperor Aquaman, but I don't know, I think it turned out pretty good. Next figure. Bart Allen, the youngest of the speedsters. Or is he? I wonder how old this guy is in comparison to Wallace West. Maybe they're around the same age. I don't know, to be honest. And I don't have my phone with me, so I can't... Hey Google, how old is Bart Allen in comparison to Wallace West in the DC universe? See, now your phones are telling you, but my phone is actually upstairs charging. He also comes with all of this flash lightning. We know how this works. Little bits of lightning that you stick onto the body, and yeah, we've seen this a bazillion times. I don't really need to go into this, do I? Oh, I suppose that you may want to see it up close, so let's just have a quick moment and look at each of these little pieces of lightning up close and give you a good look at how this petroleum-based product was formed into something that resembles, as best as we can make it, lightning, energy. Energy that comes off of the body of a speedster when they are in the speed force, moving very fast. Very, very fast. Okay, moving on. This is a very cool figure, and it's simple. The thing is, I don't mind when a body buck is reused like it has been this many times. That is a lot. I don't mind it if it makes sense. Like things like this, where the top of John Kent's boots and the detail lines from the suit are still visible because, I mean, it keeps the cost down, and he just wears pretty much a skin-tight suit anyway. And all of the details really are just painted on this guy. I mean, every ounce of the red from his suit is all literally just paint applications, and I'm okay with that. It would have been swell if Bart had it came with 2 fisty hands and 2 open hands, and really it would have been cool if it was 2 running hands and then 2 fisticuffs hands. That should be par for the course. A speedster's got to run and a speedster's got to fight. Bart's face sculpt is actually pretty good too. You do kinda have to look at your Bart Allens in the store to make sure you don't get one with wonkily painted eyes behind the goggles here. And it is nice that they are goggles and that they can do goggles. I mean, they should probably always just do goggles when a character wears goggles. I'm looking at you, Blue Beetle. But this is a pretty good likeness to the comic book version of Bart Allen. My only other qualm with this guy is the scale. That's really something that is kind of off with this guy. His scale probably should be closer to that. You know what, I would even say, hey, it'd be okay if he was like a little bit taller, like coming to the underside of my finger here. But he should not be this close in size to Connor Kent. Fantastic figure, if not a little bit too big. Definitely glad I have him, and even though he's probably a bit too big to be in scale properly, he still looks pretty cool with all the rest of the Titan-esque characters, whether it's Young Justice or it's the Titans. Whatever team he's been chumming around on, I think that he, you know, looks good. Next figure, and really it's the final one, Blue Beetle. He comes with 2 little hands there that look like the walking creepy crawly hands from the Addams Family. Well, there's only one in Addams Family, but he's got 2. A bitch slap hand, an accusatory finger, and this here scarab. We'll just stick that right there. Oh, and he comes with a blow dryer with a beetle on the end. I cut that right off my first Blue Beetle. I was like, nope, I don't want that there. That's what I want. How else is he gonna dry his hair? Now, even though I really liked McFarlane's first attempt at a Blue Beetle figure that came with old Boosty Boy in that 2-pack, I think that I like this one's coloring scheme better. And yeah, the design is definitely different. I mean, the lighter color Blue Beetle is more of a 90s-esque while he was on the Justice League Blue Beetle during the time that Superman died saving the world from the monster known as Doomsday. The belt isn't quite right for this version. The chests are actually different. See, the beetle motif on each one is different. The biggest difference between the two is actually the face sculpt. This one definitely has a very 90s look to it. I will say the face paint on mine is just a little bit sloppy. I can touch this up myself, but who am I kidding? I'm likely actually going to get a second one as well, one that's got better paint apps. And it needs to be said that if the Vampire Soups was my favorite head sculpt out of the entire group of figures I reviewed today, this is my favorite overall figure. It's just such a pleasant color scheme of blues and yellow. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. What do I think about these figures? I think they're all ranging from okay to pretty darn awesome in their own ways. My favorite, as I've mentioned, is Blue Beetle. I definitely want to pick up a second one of him. If I had to pick one that I could probably live without, I would say, even though he's one of the coolest looking, I would say it's Two Bats, because he doesn't actually complete any teams. He's just a character that was a dick hallucination. And overall, I think that they're pretty solid offerings into the line. Anyway, that's all I got time for. Sorry the video was so much different than everything else. I am just so jam-packed busy that this was the best I could do today. Bye-bye.